Hi everyone, it's Sheila from Longarm Love. I had some friends over to my sewing room the other day, and she had never couched with her couching feet. She has them, but she's never put them on her machine. And we started playing with mine, and she asked me if we could use Prostitcher, my computer program, on my Handi quilter, and to couch with. And I said yes, so we did. So I'm going to show you what we did. I took a few stitches here. Well, maybe I didn't. Take a few stitches here. Pull up my bobbin thread. And then we'll use the Prostitcher to do the design. So I'm going to do a wreath design today. So we're going to get the yarn through. So you take a few stitches, pull your thread through like that, your yarn, and then pull it away, and it'll pull it right through the whole of the couching foot. And then bring it back over, and we'll take a few stitches. We'll cut these threads. You can even cut a little bit of the yarn off. And we'll get started. So I picked a wreath design out of my Prostitcher, and we're going to get this lined up. So it's going to start right there or close to it, and we'll have the Prostitcher start. You want to have loose yarn. You don't want it right off the skein. You want to pull a whole bunch off, and we'll just start. I have it at 11 stitches per inch. And here we go. So this is Prostitcher stitching out the design. And I'm using a variegated yarn. Whoa, there. Got stuck there for a second. I'm using a variegated yarn. And it'll change colors as it goes, which adds a really cool look to it. Then after it's done stitching out this wreath, you can go in and fill it in. And it really makes a cool looking wreath. And some of the things that you could do with it, I'm showing this because some of the people are not real comfortable with going freehand, and this will give you the outline of a really nice design, and then you can go in freehand and fill it in, which is easy to do. And you can use it for different things. I'm thinking one of the things you could do is load tulle netting onto your long arm as the backing, then load water-soluble stabilizer on top, and couch the yarn onto the water-soluble stabilizer. I'll get that out yet. And then after you're all done couching, take it off the frame, trim it, and then wash it, and the water-soluble will wash away, and you would have the netting left with your design on it. And then you could stitch that onto like a back of a jacket. And it would be cool to wear that jacket to any quilt shows. And out places, people will ask you where you got it. It's just a really cool thing, and it's easy to do. As you can see, if you have a Prostitcher or any type of computer program, it'll just feed it right through, and it's doing a beautiful design. Just make sure you keep the yarn loose off the skein. We're more than halfway around now. And I think it's cool how it changes colors. As you can see around the wreath, it has changed colors a little bit all the way around, which is really cool. It all depends on the variegated yarn, what the spacing is between the yarn. But I like the random look of it. I like the bright colors of this yarn. So far I've just bought yarn that was cheap yarn from any craft store, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. You don't have to put a lot of money into it. later on I figure I will be using some different, I know you can use different yarns like silks and alpaca and just some beautiful yarns. But I'm just thrilled with how this has turned out. And it makes it nice for people that are kind of afraid of doing free motion quilting. I should have tacked my fabric down a little better, but you get the idea. And we're finishing up now. So that's the end of it. That's it. So what I'll do now is I will shut my Prostitcher off. And we're going to shut it down. And then I'll show you with some free motion what we can do. So I'll fill in this petal. And if you see, there's like a little space right here that I missed, so you can just go right back up over and fill that in. It's very forgiving. Right there again. And as you can see, my fabric's a little puckered under there. I really don't care. It'll just cover it right over. Then I can just go down. This yarn here that's left over, I can just clip that off real close. I can go down and go right around that. And then up into the next petal. Depending on what you do, how your design will turn out in your petal. I need to get some more yarn off. Whoa! Off my spool. Should have shut my machine off, but that's okay because look, we can just go right over that and you won't even know. So I'm trying to show you that, you know, you don't have to be perfect with this, just have fun. So I made that swirl in here. We'll go back around with this swirl in the bright color. Kind of looks like a bullseye a little bit. And you can just fill this in however you want to fill it in. And we'll just go down here and go to the next petal. Now we're back on like it's going to change to a lighter color. And if you see, there's a big gap here that I missed. I was looking at something else. So you just go back up over it. We'll do a curl. You really can't mess this up, and people will just think it's awesome that you have this yarn on your jacket, or you could do a little piece and put it on an arm of a coat. You can make a tote bag, put it on a tote bag. If you do it on a tote bag, you can just quote your whole fabric and then put this on your tote bag.